Best of traditional wedding. Best of traditional wedding. Best of traditional wedding. ETO ìgbéyàwó tó bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Best of traditional wedding.
ETO traditional wedding. Come on, give them.
ETO náà. Best of traditional wedding. ETO ìgbéyàwó tó bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Best of traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. ETO ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Best of traditional wedding. ETO ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Best of
Traditional weddings. Hey, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì. Mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Bùnmi the Royals. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò yìí, kó tó di pé a tẹ̀síwájú, ṣe é pé ká gbé bà fọba kọ́dá ayé ọba ṣẹ̀dá àrùn, ọba lánàá, ọba lẹ́ni, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ẹlẹ́kùnrin ìkẹ́, ọba tó jẹ́ kó ṣeéṣe fún èmi àti yín láti tún wà láyé, láti wà láàyè àti láti wà láyè rere. Ọba tó jẹ́ ká rọ́n fáyọ̀ bí òṣọpẹ́, Olúwa ẹ ṣeun. Mo dúpẹ́ torí tí ẹ dá mi sí, tẹ́ tún dá gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń wò mí rí ètò yìí, tẹ́ ẹ dá wọn sí láyà àtàlàáfíà. Ní ìgbà tá a lọ kẹ́yìn adágbére, a ní à ń lọ kábọ̀, ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ jẹ́ kó ṣeéṣe fún wa láti lọ láyà àtàlàáfíà, ká tún dé láyà àtàlàáfíà, ògo, ìyìn, ọlá, òun ni fún orúkọ mímọ́ yín. Mo tún fẹ́ fàsìkò yìí náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí o. Pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, iléeṣẹ́ tó gbangba sùn lọ́yẹ́ níbi tó ti ń taṣọ ìyàwó, tọmọ ìyàwó, ti ìyá ìyàwó, ohunkóhun tó bá fẹ́ fi ṣayẹyẹ, ó wà ní iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces. Iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, ẹ ṣeun ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná, ọwọ́ yẹn á máa ròkè o. Mo tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Lizelle Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas. Ẹ ṣeun, ẹ kú gbogbo gbà, ọwọ́ yẹn á máa ròkè. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine, ẹ kú àdúrótì. Mo tún fàsìkò náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global níbi tó ti bá yàn kọ́lé ralẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ ṣeun ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global, ẹ ṣeun, mo dúpẹ́, ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Mo tún fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí náà, mo tún fẹ́ fi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn bí èèyàn tí wọ́n máa ń ṣáà ń wá sórí ètò yìí ṣáá ní gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀. Kódà ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tó kọ́ gbórí wọlé lè ní arábìnrin Fabulous Funke, ilé yẹn arójú, ọ̀nà yẹn aráyé, ẹ ṣeun, ẹ kú gbogbo gbà. Kódà wọ́n tẹ̀ tí ń kí wa, wọ́n ti ń gbóríyìn fún wa lórí ètò yìí. Thank you so much sis, God bless you. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé ẹ bá wa rán àwọn èèyàn létí wípé ètò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Pàápàá jùlọ nígbà tó tẹ̀tí jẹ́ pé àwa níjẹ̀jọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lè máa mọ̀ pé àwa ń bí lẹ́ni. Please remind people that the show has started. Also, please help us to share the show. Please click on the share button. Share on your page, please. Send to people. Let them join us on this show. And the Lord will bless you as you do that for us. Láì bòkó lọlé olóró, ẹ ṣeun arábìnrin Pebbles and Coco. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Ejimi Alaga. Thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate you. God bless you. Láì bòkó lọlé olóró, a máa gbé àkórí ètò wọlé, àmọ́ ó tó di pé a gbé àkórí ètò yìí wọlé, ẹ jẹ́ kí a kọ́kọ́ fi orin dárayá. Ẹ jẹ́ rán àwọn èèyàn létí o, ètò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Please remind people the show has started o. People, the show has started. Please remind people the show has started. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ gbé àkórí ètò wọlé náà. Let's bring on the music, people. You know my favorite part. Hey, ijó yìí náà ni, ijó yìí ni. Okay, let's bring it on. Let's bring it on. Sorry, give me a bit of time. It is a little bit slow. Ẹ má bínú. Thank you. God bless you. Ẹ bá fètò ránṣẹ́ sí àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ fi ránṣẹ́ sí àwọn tí wọ́n tí mọ̀ pé tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ dẹ̀ bá wa rán àwọn èèyàn létí. Okay, let's go.
More music as we
Hey, Yemi.
Ọ̀làjúdé. ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. civilization ló já gbàgbé gbogbo dada ìgbà.
ó yá ìjọba.
ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa.
ẹ káàbọ̀ mà.
ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. civilization ló já gbàgbé gbogbo dada ìgbà. nínú àṣà ìdílé jáná máa ń pè kàn ó ní ìbàdànmọ́. ìbàdànmọ́ ló túmọ̀ sí tàn tàbí.
My favorite song.
ó máa jẹ́ káwọn.
If I have my way of playing this song every week.
wọ́n á bò mí sórí ìbá ti ń kán. wọ́n á gbọ́ mọ́ sí rẹ̀ ìyẹn máa kàn lé. wọ́n ní kí àsáré wọlé jáde jẹ́.
ó yá ìyàwó bàbá tíá ìjọba. I trust you, you know they carry last. ọ̀làjúdé my face is I can't hear you.
ìdílé wa.
ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa.
civilization ló já gbàgbé.
ó yá ijó yìí náà ni.
nínú àṣà ìdílé wọn tún máa ń ṣe kàn báyà tuntun. ìyàwó sì kí kọ́ bá mú lè yàrá tí ó ní náà. àwa ṣàdúrà.
Welcome sis.
wọ́n á yóò mi tán mú ìgbà.
ó yá ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá nìkan ló ń jó. ó yá ṣe tí aṣọ yín báyìí. ìròyìn ayọ̀ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé. ló jẹ́ gbàgbé gbogbo wọn àdáyé bá.
ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé
joyful noise tíá.
ìdílé wa. civilization ló já gbàgbé.
ó yá gídẹ̀. Our own joyful noise. ó yá. I trust you ejimu mi alága.
ọ̀làjú ṣàlà ń ṣe.
òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe. òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé ìjọba ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe. ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe. ó yá where is everybody send it to people. ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe. ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe. arábìnrin tèmi pápá èkó thank you. tipẹ́tipẹ́ ó yá ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe. ijó ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe. ṣáná gbà kan. ògùn kìí ṣọ̀tún tó tán. òkúta lọ́fíì lù ṣọ́ngbà kan.
àdólù lọ́fíì lù ṣọ́ngbà kan.
ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe.
Àtò máa lo pressing iron nù.
ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe.
Òmùsọ̀ lọ́fíì kó nọ́ngbà kan. Àtò máa lè kó òyìnbó sẹ́yìn.
ó yá gílẹ̀.
Òkúrú lọ́fíì ṣe bẹ́ńgbà kan.
ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ń ṣe.
Àtò máa lo kú kíbọ̀ọ̀tù.
ọ̀làjú ṣọlá ó yá.
Àtò máa lo kú kíbọ̀ọ̀tù.
I love this song, eh?
Paná fi
It's not even funny. So be careful, Alaga. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Mami, don't get Alaji Shalanche.
Ó tó di pọ́npẹ́ kan.
Oh yeah, show them. Yahoo Baba, what's in line everybody? Honestly, Yahoo Baba has won. Òrùn náà fi ń ka wákàtí.
Oṣù wa di pọ́npá dòde.
Ọ̀làjú yìí náà ní nǹkan.
Oṣù wa di pọ́npá dòde. Aṣọ òkè láti wọ̀ yìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, àdìrẹ́ aṣọ òkè láti wọ̀. Designer day. Kókó designer day. Àdìrẹ́ aṣọ òkè làwọn gbà kan. Ìbò fàṣà wọn lẹ̀ o.
Agbáṣà náà lárugẹ.
Ẹgbẹ́ agbáṣà wa lárugẹ.
Agbáṣà náà lárugẹ.
Ẹgbẹ́ agbáṣà wa lárugẹ. Come on.
Agbétíà náà lárugẹ.
Agbétíà lárugẹ.
Lórí ọ̀làjúdé.
Ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló jẹ́ gbàgbé gbogbo wa dáyé bá. In fact, mi mẹ́ tó win ní dance competition tèmi, ìyàwó bàbá ò fẹ́ gbà, Bookilicious ò fẹ́ gbà, Kemi joyful noise ò fẹ́ gbà. Everybody's just giving it to me, right? Mokenko ò fẹ́ gbà. In fact, Ejimumi, everybody, they're just giving it to me. God bless you. You're going. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on this show and for joining me, for participating in the dance section. We all know that the dance section is not just to dance. In fact, because that song is so deep. That's giving the credit to the amazing and talented Alhaji Òṣùpá, Saheed Òṣùpá. Wọ́n ní ọ̀làjú ló dé làwa gbàgbé gbogbo àṣà ìdílé wa, civilization ló jẹ́ àgbàgbé gbogbo wọn àdáyébá. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa kí la gbé wá fún wa lénìí lákòrí ètò. Ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá a ò lè wá nítorí pé àdúró kí wọ́n fi ara ìkan nínú wa tí wọ́n ṣòdòdògbé wọ́n fara wọn lélẹ̀ kó tó di pé a wá sórí ètò. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá síbí lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá tí ẹ ò rí wa, tọrọ gáfárà, we are very sorry. I did put a post up to explain that one of our colleagues passed on, and she has been a guest on this show on 2 occasions. And if you are talking about someone that appreciates our culture, that is promoting our culture, she's one of them. She was one of them. I still find it difficult to use words for her. May her beautiful soul rest in peace. Abeje, Abolade Abeje, ọmọ bàbá ẹlẹ́bùúbọn, ó sunre o, má jẹ́ kòkó má jẹ́ kòló, tí wọ́n bá jẹ lájùlọ ọ̀run kó bá wọn jẹ. Ọlọ́run kó bá wa tẹ́ wọn sáfẹ́fẹ́ rere, ká má rí irú ẹ̀ mọ́ láàrin wa mọ́ láyé àti láíláí. That was why we were not here last week. But today, we have come back. She lived a good life, and we should be given a very befitting burial. We've come here today to talk about something very, very important and very, very, what do I even qualify? It's so important. And today, I'm going to be speaking more of English because what I've come to talk about today is not just peculiar to Yoruba traditions. And we have come to talk about the fact that do we think that we need to bring back some of our pre-traditional marriage rights? Back in the days, there's a lot of pre-traditional marriage rights that our forefathers used to do, our fathers used to do. In fact, as young as I am in marriage, I've only been married for 20 years this year by the grace of God. I happen to experience some of those marriage rights that our forefathers were doing. During my own time, I'm sure people will be laughing at this stage, but it was so good because some of these things, they have prevented a lot of it. But I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. If you're on this show tonight, if you're Yoruba, please, I want you to talk about some of those pre-traditional marriage rights that they do in your own tribe or culture. And if you're Igbo, if you're Hausa, I want you to talk, or wherever you're from, even though you both, trust me, you know, Alhaji Òṣùpá wọ́n sọ nínú orin wọn, wọ́n ní òyìnbó ò fàṣà wọn lẹ́rù. Òyìnbó ò bá yàn fàṣà wọn ṣeré o. Honestly, if you were able to watch the funeral of the queen, you will see that these people, they don't joke with their cultures. They don't joke with their tradition. Even during the coronation of the king, you will see that they don't joke with their own traditional way. Thank you so much for everyone that has joined me. Baya Shabi, thank you for joining. Andrea, thank you for joining. Bidemi Alaga, oh, thank you for joining. Resource Alaga, thank you so much for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. Instagram, please, if I miss your name, Mama Ayodele Ogun's Shema Ekugbogbogba. Now let's talk about it. Arewa Jewelry Shop, thank you for joining. Let's talk about it. What are those pre-marriage, or should I say pre-traditional marriage rights that they used to do back in the days? Before we now start trashing them one after the other, before I now play the clips that I have here for us. God bless you, ma. Our mommy is here. Mommy Arewa Jewelry Shop, Mommy Bisbam. God bless you, ma. In fact, I'm so honored and humbled to have you on this show. So, people, let's first of all talk about all those in fact, do you think we should bring back some of those old traditional rights? And what are those traditional rights that used to happen back in the days? In Instagram, she said arranged marriage, okay. Resource Alaga, thank you. She said we don't come, well, God bless you. Somebody said pouring water on the bride's legs, okay. We are bringing them on. This one, pouring water on the bride's leg, is during the traditional marriage. I'm talking about pre-traditional marriage rights. Things that they do to prepare the couple for the marriage. We're going to come back to the ones that we do during the traditional marriage. Let's talking of the pre ones, like the covering of the face is what happened during the wedding. What are those things that they do? Kí ìyàwó kọ́kọ́ tó mojú aya káyà tó mojú ọkọ, kí làwọn nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn máa ń ṣe, àwọn rights kan wà. There are some things that they used to do back in the days, and I know it's very common. Eluyemi, she's talking about something called alarino. Alarino. Anybody want to interpret that to me? Please, Facebook people, I can't hear you. Hey, why is it freezing? It's frozen. Facebook comments. Please leave comments for me. I can see people on Facebook. There's quite a number of people on Facebook. Yeah, alarino. Can somebody please tell us the meaning of alarino? Yes, ma. Eroyayo. She said the usage of alarino. In fact, it's one of the major things that used to happen back in the days, and it's one of the things that we're going to talk about a lot tonight. Yes, God bless you, man. When we are here, thank you, Facebook people. Hey, YouTube people, please comment. If you don't comment, I will not know you are there. Somebody said checking on both backgrounds. Thank you, ma. Mommy said finding out about the bride's family and vice versa. God bless you, ma. In fact, it's like the people that have commented, they've said almost the same thing in different ways. One of the most popular and one of the most important rights that a pre-traditional marriage right and practice that used to happen back in the days, and it's not just in Yoruba land, it happens all over in Yoruba land, in Igbo land, because during the time that I was writing my book, I did a lot of research, and I realized that, wow, we have a lot in common. All these tribes, I don't even know why we fight each other in Nigeria. We have so much in common. God bless you. Bimbo, Antonia, Onoshego, thank you. They said Facebook is fine. Then, Mommy Nipe, they used to die far, yes. One man, Sarah, you see. These are the things that they used to practice back in the days, pre-colonial. Pre-colonial, because we did not have any other religion back then. We have our traditional religion, and that's what they used to do. Okay, fine. Colonialism are coming. Now, do we need to now pack all our traditions inside a sack and go and throw it in the lagoon or in the Atlantic Ocean and abandon them? Now, let's talk about this alarino. I'm looking for somebody who's going to help me to explain the meaning of alarino. What does it mean? I want to have a name for it. One name. Thank you. Yeah, they said they used to consult the oracles. Yeah, that's back in the days. So nowadays, that we don't really do oracles. Most people don't do oracles. Who do we consult? We need to consult God. We need to pray before we decide, Mommy even said they even do Sarah and all of those things. Now, we all know that alarino is another name for alarino, which is actually the English name, or if you want to describe an alarino in English, they will say the middleman or woman. Yeah, God bless you, ma. Yamu Baba. The middleman or woman. This person, please, because I always say to us every week, whenever I come here, I didn't come here to come and say I know how to do it. I come here every week to come and learn. No, there's a lot to learn from other people. Since I started doing this show, in fact, some of the things I wrote in my book, I learned it on this show, whether you want to believe it or not. So I always say every week, I don't come here to come and say, no, I come here to learn every day. And whatever I learn, I add it to my own knowledge. And that's why we're getting better every day. Pre-marriage working in your calling. God bless you. Now, before you come in, before you came in, we were talking about some pre-marriage rights, pre-traditional marriage that we do. And a lot of people have mentioned the importance of a middleman called alarino. Now, let us now mention some of the jobs of an alarino. What are the jobs of the middleman or the middlewoman? Whoever is asked to be. Somebody said, she said, some people aren't asked of the lady, the man within where he or she stays. Thank you, ma. Somebody said more grace. Thank you so much, ma. Working in your calling. Thank you for joining to Shalaga. So please, let's mention some of the things that used to take place. Or should I say some of the jobs of an alarino, of someone who is a middleman or middlewoman. What are they supposed to do? What do they do? What's their duty? What are the things that are expected of them? Mommy said, There will be someone in between the two families checking on, you know. So what are the jobs of an Alarinọ? I have a lot of Alagas on this show, so I'm expecting a lot of response to these questions because sometimes we as Alagas, we will find ourselves in the position of a counselor. We find ourselves counseling our clients, especially the young ones. Mommy said, doing thorough. I love the word thorough. I love the word thorough. Mommy said, doing thorough background check. That is coming from Mommy Bisbam. Iyawo Baba said, they find out all. I love the word all. You know, talking about all and thorough, about families before the couple get to know each other. I want you to point that in the days of Alarinọ, you don't see a girl outside and say, I want to marry you. And before you say Jack Robinson, nowadays you see them in shopping malls, a girl and a guy. You just see one boy kneeling down, putting ring, and you think, say yes. The parent don't even know the boy. The parent of the boy does not know the girl. And that girl will come home and be flaunting ring in front of mommy. Mommy, check it out. I got engaged today. Back in the days, you dare not. Alarinọ is more like the premarital liaison officer. Thank you, sir. That's coming from Mr. Adetoko Bosholwade. Bimbo Antonia Onoshagun says Alarinọ is intermediary. Thank you so much, ma'am. Mommy Eluyemi says the Alarinọ will find out where the lady is from, what affects the family, and what their oro is. And the other one interpret it tomorrow. Oh my God, though. You know, what's their tradition? What do they practice in that place? You'll be surprised, you know. Let me read her background. Yes, ma'am. Mommy said Alarinọ is spokesperson between both families. You know that oral thing that this auntie mentioned, I just laughed about it. It's not funny. There are some families that when their wives, any wife within their family want to have babies, they have some tradition that are forbidden. I know someone that it happened to, they cannot use warm water to bath the baby. And the lady now got married to them 1 year. They cannot use warm water. So all these things, it's not something that you come and discover after you already enter into the relationship. It is something that you need to know before you get into the relationship. We've talked about the role of Alarinọ, so many of them. Now, let me quickly play this to tell us the importance of Alarinọ and the dangers that not having an Alarinọ, not having thorough investigation, the dangers that they bring into marriage. Now, let me play this clip for us. I'm sure most of us can hear it. Some of us have seen it already, but I'll play it again to tell us the dangers, why we need to double check before we...
All right, so I met this lady in 2008. We got married in 2011. We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015. We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters.
Enjoy Bamio. How many of us heard that? I will pause it there. The video is longer than that. Thank you, ma. Auntie Tonya Shamu, when you're Alarinọ is an intermediary. How many of us heard that clip? How many of us have seen it? This man is saying that he met a lady 13 years ago. They've been married for 10 years. They have 2 children together. They only just recently find out that they are siblings. Hey. They just found out. You know, people might be saying, how is that possible? You know, nowadays, people travel abroad. For example, my daughter does not know most of her cousins. You know, they only talk over the phone because she's only been to Nigeria twice and she was still very young. She sees their pictures, but probably, you know, especially in this day of filter and all, if she sees them on the street, they're probably going to walk past each other because they've not really been seeing each other. They've not seen each other for over 10 years. They were still very little when they know. Even some of my cousins, my cousins whose children live in this country, I cannot remember how many times we get to see each other because where they are is so far away. Now, these people, so when people are saying, you're only a job, King, how can you meet and you'll be married for 10 years? Oh, it's very possible nowadays. especially in these days of most people don't leave home. Back in the days, people live at home, people live within the community. I know who is on my street. When I was growing up with my eyes closed, I can tell who is living on 10 streets away from me with my eyes closed. How many of us grew up in situations like that? Most of us back then, we used to know, this street I want, this street, in fact, we used to describe streets by the name of people that we know there. Street I want, street I want, street I want, we used to. But in these days, you hardly see people living at home. In fact, the last time I went to my hometown, I could barely recognize anybody anymore because there are people that have migrated to my hometown, and my own people have migrated to other places. So we need to make inquiry. Yeah, like mommy said, mommy, that's true. Back in the days, we need to make inquiries. Now, that's one terrible thing that happened to a couple. Let me read what this person said. Working in your college, she said, it is very essential. Otherwise, this video that we just watched can be repeated. Yes, hence the background check is very paramount before traditional marriage. God have mercy on us. It is so important that we bring back some of this. Now, let me continue with the video.
I've been dating him since 2015. I met him when he was 21, and we had our first kid like a year after 2016, and we had another kid in 2017.
Wait for it.
And I just recently found out that this was my son that I gave up for adoption.
What did you say?
I just recently found out that this was my son that I gave up for adoption. I like this.
No, you don't want to be in that situation. Did we hear that? Actually, this is two abominations in two different ways, because where we come from, most likely, even if you want to be older than somebody as a woman, most of the time the woman is always younger than the man. But even if you want to be older than the man, maybe a couple of years. But in this situation, this woman got married to this person, and after so long, she suddenly realized. No, she didn't say go. She suddenly realized that was her son that she gave up for adoption. You know, she gave that boy up for adoption when she had a baby when she was young, and she gave that boy up for adoption. And now they've been married with 2 children. You know, they've been married with 2 children. If they had done background check, would that have happened? Let me read comments. Thank you so much, everybody, for commenting on this. Okay, let me read on Facebook especially. There was a mother that married her son. They said there was a mother that married, maybe that's another even. So I know it's very necessary. Now, somebody said so sad. Somebody is saying, you know, let me read what people are saying here. It's so important that we take these things seriously. And people change names because of travel. That's true. That's another thing. Yeah. Especially those of us that are here, that are in the diaspora. Most of the time, somebody said, let me bust your bubbles. I heard of someone that got married to a ghost. A ghost. Can you imagine? That's a replay of the gods are not to blame. Yeah. Now, a lot of factors, you know, like somebody just mentioned something very, 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 very important. Some of us in the diaspora, we know how we got here. You know, people get to here in different ways. Don't let me go deep into that because we are online. People have change of names. Names do change. In fact, I actually know someone, not as if because he wants to have papers or anything. He just became a Christian, and he felt that he's not comfortable with the family name any longer, and decided to change his name entirely, completely different from what the family name was. You know, some people would be very Oshun baby. They would change their name to Jesu baby. This one, he did not even do anything along that name at all. In fact, he changed his name to English name. So you have to really do your thorough. Imagine somebody said that to them. You have to do your thorough investigation before you can know that this person is actually similar to you. Now somebody is saying that one, I don't know how it is possible. They said there's ghosts even live nowadays, and people getting married to ghosts. Imagine, yeah, deep gone. I used to be like this when I hear that so possible, but I know the person that is saying this cannot lie. Then somebody said, oh yes, it happens in Ondo that time. Imagine. So the importance of bringing back some of these our old practices is very important. Now, let me play this clip. No, people that are religious, people that are Christian, deep Christians, or people that are staunch Muslims, sometimes you will realize that the Quran and the Bible, their practices are very similar to the Yoruba tradition, or should I say the African tradition. Now, this person that I'm about to play is not a Nigerian, she's from Somalia, and she's a staunch Muslim. Now, listen to what she said.
And he liked me. He wouldn't directly come talk to me. He would go to my dad and ask if he could speak with me, and there would be someone in between us to talk for the intention of marriage, and then engagement will happen and then marriage. Hi,
Did we hear that? This is a young lady. This is a young lady that lives in the diaspora, and she was saying that you cannot talk to me directly as a girl that you want to marry me. You need to speak to my father, and my father. You need to speak to my father, and there has to be someone in between that will be able to talk to me. And it says with the intention of marriage. Another challenge that we have nowadays in this generation is the fact that this generation, they date with no intention of marriage. They don't mind. They'll just say, we'll work on date. If you say, what's the commitment? No commitments. Back in the days, some of the practices that our forefathers practiced back in the days, of our mothers, our parents back in the days, some of the things they did was, you don't date somebody just for dating's sake. You date people with the intention of getting married to them. You don't date people just because, on date, alone money 2, 3, 4 people. You know, how are you supposed to know if you don't find out? So, it's so important that we bring back some of those pre-traditional marriage rights that we used to do back in the day. Emil, I'm 100% in support of this allowing of a thing. Let's find out. You can't find out by yourself. You can never know. Nowadays, people meet on social media and they get married. That's one of the things. Now, let me use the opportunity to bring this in at this time. People, I also realize that a lot of our children, when they get married, they have no understanding of what they are going into. They don't even know. When we talk about, now, call somebody who married last 10 years and tell them about Alarido, they'll be like, what's that? What's Alarido? What's middle person? They have no clue. They've never heard about that before. Now, let me read what this person says. He says, I think we have somewhat gone away from our actual culture. Alarido is a good thing. I think we believe too much in love now. And all those loves, yes, let's be friends first. No commitment. Gen Z. Yeah, it's so common. Thank you for joining our way. Remember that you can always call me on this show to you can call me on this show too. Sorry, we lost that. So tell me what you think as well. The line is open. +44 7828 500 938. Somebody said it is important to make necessary findings. Very, 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 very important. Somebody said another reason why the background check is very important. Yes. The things, there is too much to lose. There's too much to lose than what you gain. It's like playing Ludo with somebody's life. When you don't make inquiries, when you don't bother to check, and you just go into this relationship. Now, let's talk about why are these things fading away? What happened? Everybody has been talking about how good these practices are. So, what happened? Why are we losing these values? Why are they fading away? All these practices, why are they fading away? Let's talk about that. Why are they fading away? What do you think is responsible for all these things that we've been talking about, all this good, amazing stuff that we've been talking about? Why are they fading away? We've been talking about how good they are, How come people are not doing it? They're not doing it anymore. Imagine. Auntie Tony Ashamo, she said she thinks that rich people still do it. Yeah, Yahoo Baba said Olaju. Olaju means civilization. Civilization, don't make us forget our roots. Oh, Lord have mercy. Somebody said, I'm asking about why it is important to somebody said because we don't trust our own system. Yes. One thing about us is we do something in Nigeria or in Africa that is really bad. Civilization, yes. We do something that is really bad. We value other people's thing, especially the whites. They value their own stuff more than we value our own. Now, I will cite a very common example. For our own children, if you ask them that, okay, oh, you're having a program in your school and they ask you to dress up in a Spanish outfit, Scottish outfit, or whatever, you will see that those children will be very happy to do it too. But ask some of them to dress up in Yoruba outfit, they will say, mommy, no, I don't want it, I don't want it. We need to start teaching our children from the beginning. We need to let them know the importance of our tradition and our practice. Please, let's talk more. What are those things? We don't trust somebody said we don't trust our own system. Somebody said the civilization. Somebody said corruption. Uncle, please, can you explain more of that? Why is corruption part of why our culture is dying away? Yeah, why is it part of what our culture is dying away? Let's look at that. Civilization is definitely a major factor. A major factor in the reason why our culture is dying away. For example, as I'm dressed now, if I'm going on the street, people will be giving me dirty look. Here in the UK, they will say kilo kosi bololo. But if I wear jeans, nobody's going to say that. I can wear my outfit. When you decide to wear a shopping complex, I shouldn't feel embarrassed. I shouldn't be ashamed. I shouldn't be ashamed of my culture and my tradition. But I notice that a lot of times people are embarrassed about their own culture. They would rather be, even nowadays, people who are Nigerians, they will come here for maybe you're Yoruba, you're Igbo. It's very common among our Yoruba people, especially when they have small money. They will come here to come and do holiday from Nigeria. And you'll be speaking to that children, hey, how are you? And they will be looking at you like, and then the mommy will have the audacity to be telling you, Yoruba, Nibo, Nigeria, all these things, we need to talk about it. We are not exposing these children to all these things. Okay, we're talking about civilization, we're talking about somebody said corruption. I still want us to talk more about why. Pardon me. Please, what are the things that are causing our culture to fade away? I need more answers because I'm still looking for one answer. I haven't found it, and I don't want to be the one to say it. I want to look. Somebody said, well, the parents need to play more role in encouraging our children. Somebody said they love to cut corners. We want to do it we don't have the patience to wait for all those fine data. Somebody's going to be waiting for. No, I don't have time for that. That's part of it. I said we're always in a hurry. And when it comes to marriage, if you hurry in, you are likely to hurry out. Somebody says most parents don't go extra miles to pass down our culture to their children. Somebody said another thing is we don't see it, so we don't appreciate it. Thank you, ma. Bimbo Antonia says it's only low self-esteem that will make someone to be ashamed of one's culture. It's true. Somebody said I've decided to be wearing gele on my shoes just to make sure that I'm doing my own part. Thank you so much, ma. It's good. People that if you're proud of yourself, you're proud of your culture, you're proud of your tradition, flaunt it anytime, any day. Recently I saw a young man that went viral. He went to prom. Prom, people wear tie and tuxedos and blazers and all. That guy went to his prom in Agbada and he went viral. He was so proud. So we should be proud of what we have and we should pass it on to our children. Thank you for joining, Sis Kemosi. Thank you for joining. Now, I was looking for one thing that nobody has mentioned. The reason why some of these traditions are passing away. I'm looking for one thing, that I have not found. We're not just talking about the Alarin updates, other stuff as well. Someone does not have happy to, some of these traditions as well, because it's not only about the Alarin thing. There's so many other things that we used to do back in the days that are fading away. Okay. Now, let's talk about how, because one thing is talking about a problem, another thing is talking about solution. We've talked about how bad it is that our tradition is fading away. especially the issue of checking and finding out before allowing our children to marry each other. Make your inquiries. Let me read what this person said. By Ashabi, thank you. She said, when I got married, our family elders not insisted saying Alarino. Yes, before my husband's family presents themselves. Good. Um, and before introduction, I didn't really understand why at the time. Thank you. I personally also had that. I had a lot for my wedding, before my traditional wedding. In fact, my parents also insisted, and I still don't demand it today. And in the early days of my marriage, as most marriages would be, when we were having challenge, and initially I was keeping it to myself. So at one point, I made my parents know, and they didn't go straight to my in-laws. They went to their line, especially anything they recommend for ex of you know what I'm saying? It's like a needle that has thread. It is not going to get lost easily. Somebody said love of money. Yes, love of money. We don't collect too much back in the days, but now men pay through their noses. Okay. Another thing we don't see is we don't appreciate it. Another thing that is happening nowadays that is really causing this problem is this social media of a thing. Social media influence. Social media influence. Oh my God, it has caused so much trouble, among our children. Now, let's talk about how to salvage the situation. And I want us to bring on board. It looks like it is an irreversible situation. It's late. It looks like that. But to me, I don't think so. It may not be everybody, but we can do our best to still salvage some situation and join in here. What can we do? What can we do? The reason we come on this show is not just to come and talk about all these problems. We want to find solution. What can we do? What can we do to bring back some of this culture, reintroduce it back to our society, and for it to be accepted? What are the things that we think we can do? Please, let's talk. Please, people, let's comment. Let's leave it on here. How can we salvage situations? Because a lot of people just assume, Gen Z, don't worry yourself. They're not going to change. I don't believe that. I don't believe that they cannot hear. So let us bring up some points on what we can do to salvage the situation. Let's talk about it. What else can we do to help these younger generations? In fact, the sad thing is, even our mama saying, somebody says, start from home. Tell your children the truth. Start letting your children know that you cannot just bring anybody to me. I love that point. Yawo Baba said, start from home. Some of us think because we are now in the diaspora, some of us think because of Utila, we cannot tell our children some things. Some homes, it is the children that are dictating to the parents. There is nothing. They said, start young. Start selling this idea to them. Train them. Teach them. Before the internet will help you to teach them. Let them have solid background. Before their friends will help you to teach them. Let's start talking to our children, especially our girls. Of course, don't get me wrong, both boy and girl. But let your girl know that nobody can just see you on the road before you come to me. Teach a child the way he should go. When he or she grows up, he won't forget. Thank you. We have to go back to resource alaka. Yeah, I just lost that comment. He said we have to go back to our basics. Yes, like our background, where parents will insist on the belief of the family. Thank you so much, ma. Now there's something else that this thing we are talking about will help. In those two videos that I played, in the two situations, they already have two children. So this now brings me back to another practice that used to happen back in the days. I'm sure people are going to stone me. Somebody say, I will wire you with cord. If they find out back in the days, Are they even allowed to? There's one that they do as well on the night of the wedding that it is forbidden. Before we close, time is fast spent. There is something that is forbidden, even when they realize that the two are now together. There is something that is forbidden before the wedding night. Let's talk about that as well. Resource Alaga says, but it's so hard these days, so because most children are the one feeding their parents. Working in your corner says we can start to encourage our children the importance of our culture. Our culture is our value. Thank you, ma. Somebody says you must be a virgin. That's another thing. But about sons and women, let me look on the in this day and age, it is still possible. It is still possible. It's the hen night. They call it hen night. But the hen night is different now. In fact, the hen night, some girls nowadays, hen nights back in those days, is the night where the girls will just prepare and with her friends before they say goodbye to her, all of those things. But you know that hen night and bachelor's eve now, that's when you will now say, you know what, let me have the last time with my ex. Imagine now, you know, you have to be a virgin back in those days. You have to be a virgin. Thank you, sir. Mr. Italo, that virgin thing has gone. But can we not bring it back? We can bring it back. We can start to encourage you. Yeah, we can bring it back. Virgin liars. Mommy, it is still possible, isn't it? Are we trying to say that there are no children that still keep themselves nowadays? We can still bring this value back. It's going to save a lot of things. Because you've been sleeping around. Will be about 7-6 times. Our daily occur, our woman. Like this one that we just listened to, we can bring it back. There's nothing wrong in all those things. And back in the days, we know the implication of you not. One of the reasons why this thing is not taking place is because there's no implication. Anyway, the long and short of it is we need to bring back a lot of our past pre-marriage ceremony rites. And people think it is not possible. It is possible. We are saying generations, Gen Z, we are saying Olaju and all of that. You know, there are still some homes, there are some places in Nigeria that they still practice all these things to the last letter. So we can bring it back. It is our value, it's our culture, it's our tradition. Especially the issue of knowing each other. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring me back to this book again. I've been doing traditional wedding compared for over 30 years, you know. It's been 31 years going to 32 in January. I've been doing this for over 30 years and I've seen a lot. I won't lie to you, I've seen a lot. And from that time till now, things have changed a lot. Apart from even all these pre-marital issues that we're talking about, pre-marriage ceremony, pre-marriage rite that we're talking about, a lot of things are even happening during the ceremony itself. We're going to talk about that next week by the grace of God. We're talking about what happened before. What about the things that happened during the traditional wedding? We're going to talk about that next week by the grace of God. Now, this book is called The Evolution of Nigerian Traditional Wedding, Past, Present, and Future. Now, this book is talking about what we used to practice back in the days and what we are practicing now. And with care is not taken, what our traditional wedding is going to become. You know, this book is available on Amazon. We're going to do the launch on Sunday first before we release the link for you to be able to buy anywhere. Please, people, join me on Zoom on Sunday, the 30th of this Sunday, the 30th of July 2023, between 4 and 6 p.m. UK time. Please, if you need the link, please inbox me after this show. I will send you the link to the Zoom. They're going to launch this book. This book has been read by a lot of people. In this book, we've got a lot of review, a lot of feedback already for the people that have already launched this, that have gotten it. And it's not just talking about Yoruba. It's talking about the Igbo, the Hausa, and even some subcultures, and some little African countries. We mentioned them, and we're talking about this book as well, of the importance of cross-cultural marriage, interracial marriage, the things we used to practice before, during, and after wedding. It is full, honestly. It's almost 200 pages. It took 3 years to come about this, and I'm not just saying this because I'm the author. I'm saying this because it's something that can answer the questions. If you buy this book and give to young people, they'll be happy. We have it in some university library, like the University of Ibadan. We have it in their library already. We have it in some library here in the UK. I'm going to try my best to send this book to as many university libraries as possible. But we can also help to launch it. So that's the most important thing. People, join me on Sunday to launch this book. Thank you. Sister Kemosik has received her whole. She launched her own. Baba has received her whole. Working Your Calling have received their own, and they are testifying to it. Thank you so much. Those that have launched. People have really surprised me. I want only family share money. Thank you so much, everybody. There's a group where I put people, they did not leave. They're there launching every day. No one posts it. I paid this to your account. I paid it to your account. God will bless you in Jesus' name. Thank you. But Ashabi has received their own. Thank you. So many people have received their own here. Somebody says, yes, I watched a situation where the groom slept with his future bride's friend. Can you imagine? For revenge. Imagine. The wife went to sleep with the groom's friend. In the process, she got pregnant. Can you imagine? Laughter. Yes, Working Your Calling. She said she has received her own. People have launched. Please join me on Sunday, the 30th of July. Yes, even the people, the little people is talking all the way from Ireland, though. She has received her own. Thank you so much, everybody. I've had a lot of reviews. Even I've sent this to as far as northern Nigeria. I'm telling you, there's someone that's sent me a message from Gombe. I sent it to somebody, because I left some in Nigeria, and they received it. They tell me they were very impressed. But don't let us let the cat out of the bag. Join us on Sunday, the 30th of July, 2023, between 4 and 6 p.m. UK time. People, let's join. I will round up so that I'm going to play that music again just to remind ourselves. Hello. Okay, but I could see I thought somebody sent me a request to be in the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very, 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 very fantastic episode. Our culture must not die. Let me burst your bubble. Even some people that practice the work of Alaga, there are some things that they do nowadays that is unheard of back in the days. Yes, you can. After the launch, 1 week after the launch, we're going to open the ebook, or where you can order on Amazon. They will deliver it to your door anywhere in the world. Yes, but we just want to finish the launch before we activate the link for people to be able to buy from any part of the world. It's going to be available all over the world, anywhere, by the grace of God. Thank you. As I was saying, let us try as much as possible to do our bits. It's not only because we want to preserve our culture, because as well our culture is godly culture. Our culture fear God. Our culture preserve our value. Our culture will save our children from a lot of trouble. I'm telling you, imagine, you can't just get in trouble. That's why we didn't have a lot of failed marriages back in the days. Nowadays, people just get married because they see their friends getting married on social media. But back in the days, they train people, they prepare them for the wedding. In fact, back in the days, when they do the ETO is in 2 parts. One is the one that the groom's family will bring. One is one that the bride's family will present to her. And if you look at the items of the ETO, you will realize that there are things that will help you to be a good wife in your husband's house. And also the groom. It's not just about the wife. They train the groom as well. Getting married back in the days is responsibility. They will groom the groom to know that it is your responsibility to look after your wife and your family. A lot is at stake if we keep allowing this culture to fade away. A lot is at stake. And the white people that our children are trying to copy, most of them, they preserve their culture, so they don't let it go. So it's been a very, very fantastic evening, ladies and gentlemen. I will not lie to you, it's one of the most enjoyable episodes, and trust me, I'm very, 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 very humbled for the number of people that turn up this evening, and for your contribution, for for staying till the end of the show. I'm so grateful. I'm hoping to see most of you on Sunday. I'm going to start posting the countdown, so please keep an eye on my Instagram and Facebook page. You know me, I will always post stuff and put it out there, so please remember to join me on Sunday as I launch this book. And of course, during that time, there will be opportunity to ask questions. There's opportunity to contribute your own part. And I pray that God will spare our life beyond that time in Jesus' name. Thank you, Yahweh Baba. So, ladies and gentlemen, an amazing evening, an awesome episode. We are coming back next week by the grace of God. Kó tó di pé a fi àdàgbà ètò rọ̀, jẹ́ ká tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò wa. Iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Grace and Basis, God bless you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Lizelle Fabrice, thank you so much. Thank you, Celebration International Magazine. Thank you so much. The amazing First Rate Global, all the way from Nigeria. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé ó máa ń wọlé ká jẹran pẹ́ lẹ́nu, ṣùgbọ́n ó fanu fún kò ń gbà fún wa. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí Yorùbá náà ṣe máa ń sọ, wọ́n ní kì í pọ̀ kó dùn, kì í dùn kó pọ̀, ṣókí báyìí òun lọ bẹ̀ oge. A tún ń lọ lénìí, lílọ lè Olúwabùnmi ń lọ yìí o, aya ò sí bẹ̀rù. Mi ò ní bá wọn là lọ dé, agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ogun ó lọ kò dé, kò ní jẹ́ tèmi. Ogun ó dé kò bá wọn, kò ní jẹ́ tìyín lórúkọ Jésù. Ó gba aládùúrà lénìí wípé àlàáfíà, ayọ̀ àti ìdùnnú tí mo fi ń sí, òun náà ni wọ́n padà wá bá ní lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Wọn ò ní ròkú ẹnìkankan wọlé, àní ròkú jáde, àní rògùn ìkáwọ́ lórí ìjọsẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ayọ̀ báyìí, ìròyìn ayọ̀ òun lá máa gbọ́ síra wa. Wọ́n á fàsìkò yìí sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forí gún, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kó ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you. In fact, see you on Sunday for the book launch. God bless you. Thank you. Bye.
It's money to go. Let's go. Traditional wedding. Go to very
See you on Sunday.
Let's go. Traditional wedding.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mama.
Let's go. Traditional wedding. Kilo buka eto náà. Let's go. Traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's go, traditional wedding.
Instagram, thank you.
Let's go, traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's go, traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on Facebook. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's go, traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Let's go,
Traditional wedding. See you next week by the grace of God. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate. God bless you.